As we become more connected than ever before, we are presented with an increasingly competitive environment full of information, creating the need for some sort of content filter to present the information that is most relevant. With the media using new strategies to promote their content, deciphering when we are being sold to is increasingly challenging. As we enter a new age of algorithmic commercialism, we have become the product for sale for the highest bidder as our virtual presence is monetized down to every last click. In the initial phases of the internet, search engines were built the same for everyone, showing results based on the most popular answer to the query or the website with the highest amount of web traffic with the best reviews. Today, the internet has become increasingly personalized, with every search put into a computer catering results to the individual user, grabbing data from a range of sources to best match the query. The more we use our devices, the more they know about us, creating a profile in which advertisements, data, and information are given to reflect our interests. For example, someone in Minneapolis will get completely different results when searching for places to eat than someone in Ann Arbor, simply because of their location and other data such as where the user has eaten before, or certain restaurants may be promoted through advertisements. Many sites such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram have implemented these strategies with monetary interests, hooking our attention and using it to sell us products. John Naughton writes, Google claims that its selection of noteworthy news stories is generated entirely by computer algorithms. And with the amount of people who use the internet for news each week rising from around 25% in 2013 to over 50% in 2016, this algorithmic filtering of content is becoming increasingly relevant in shaping our lives. This is harmful in two significant ways: filter bubbles and the idea of corrupt personalization. So, what is a filter bubble? Well, as defined by Oxford Dictionary, a filter bubble is a situation in which an internet user encounters only information and opinions that conform to and reinforce their own beliefs, caused by algorithms that personalize an individual's online experience. Well, what does that mean? If everyone is only shown information that they already agree with, we lose access to information that presents ideas that are different from our own, and the illusion that other opinions are irrelevant or simply do not exist begins to take shape, creating a greater divide of ideals, making moving forward progress harder than ever. Eli Pariser, the one who coined the term filter bubble, stated that instead of a balanced information diet, you can end up surrounded by information junk food, in the sense that when we get to choose what kind of information we want to see, we end up avoiding the information we need to see. Pariser continues, stating that the true danger of this is that you don't decide what gets in, allowing these algorithms to begin to shape who you are. This is where we step into the other problem presented by these invisible algorithms, what Christian Sandvig calls corrupt personalization. Sandvig brings up an important point, that our interests are often not the same as the providers of these selection algorithms. While it may seem like we are using a service to our own benefit, it is important to remember that our data is being used with commercialized motives, and we do not really get to see how. Let's break this down by looking at TikTok. By looking at my For You page versus my friend Kurt's, some differences are apparent, and this is no mistake. One of the fundamental reasons for TikTok's success is its ability to hook users by building an algorithmic profile for them catered to their own identity and interests. While I like skateboarding, photography, and video games, Kurt likes tennis, golf, and solving Rubik's Cubes. TikTok picks up on this, showing us content that reflects our personalities. The algorithm works differently for each of us, giving us different videos based on the profile that the service has built for us. So wait, what's the problem with this? Both of us are happy being entertained by content that better reflects our individual interests. Well, while the algorithm knows what content we are likely to be interested in, the very same algorithm can be used to better sell us products or convince us of certain ideologies. Looking at TikTok again, we can see the different ranges of advertisements riddled in our feeds, trying desperately to blend in with the rest of our content so that they have a better chance of grabbing our attention. As the algorithms can learn us, the worry is that they can begin to teach us. This is exactly what Christian Sandvig is trying to get at with his idea of corrupt personalization, that when our computers start to know what we like, they can begin to show us things that we might like, content that can eventually shape our ideals, even shaping who we are. Let's put it back to the perspective of me and my friend Kurt. Let's say that Kurt begins to get all of his news from Facebook, primarily looking at liberal sources, while I start getting all of mine from sources that tend to be more conservative. The algorithms implemented into Facebook have learned that I am more receptive to stories presented with this conservative angle, and they have begun to hide the stories that they know I could disagree with. My newsfeed immediately starts to look a lot different than his does, causing us to feel like we are pinned up against each other, each believing that we are being given the truth while we are actually both wrong, as our algorithms have started to push faulty information to us that it expects will conform to our constructed ideals. And with the media forming a new habit of assigning equal weight to opposing viewpoints when one is backed up by facts and the other is not, in fear of being accused of bias in either way, it becomes difficult to know the facts of the matter. If Facebook knows our moral biases, they can begin to show us ads that align with these biases, not always checking the legitimacy of the information they are giving us. This creates a sort of echo chamber where our beliefs and interests are reinforced with faulty information, however crazy they may be. We find ourselves feeling manipulated, forced into filter bubbles that lead us to conflict. What's the takeaway? Well, it is important for us as informationally literate citizens to recognize that it is no one's fault that we are becoming increasingly polarized and believing in faulty information. It's the algorithms. Algorithms are becoming increasingly potent in our everyday lives, with Google processing at least 5.5 billion searches a day, quite literally coming to a point in that it dominates the globe. Technology is a beautiful thing, but as it becomes increasingly powerful, it has been making our country feel more divided than ever, forcing us into a corner when it comes to debate as we all think we are the only ones who are correct. Content filter and algorithms can be great when they are used to cater to our interests in a fun way, but when it comes to shaping who we are and what we know, we step into territories that are more than dangerous, giving power to the highest bidder on our personal data.